Welcome back, bees, to another fanfiction series. This is BTS, part 1 of 7. This is Namjoon's edition. Destined. I feel like I should give you a bit of a warning. I cut it out, but I'm going to add the link to the fanfiction me and my lovely cousin were reading. But warning, there is a scene at the end of said fanfiction. I cut it out, but in the fanfiction they mentioned this right here. I just feel like I should give you that warning if you decide to go and read it for yourself. But here is our lovely reading. Enjoy. You got a platform. Cut me while you kiss me. Every word a tiny sun. Burning holes right through. Namjoon, as usual, is on the brink of ripping anyone's head who comes across him. The advisors of the pack now need of the pack alpha's attention on their own matters. But all he wants is one peaceful day and time to breathe without any troubles, and of course he knows he won't have them while being the pack's alpha. Namjoon picked up another report from the pile of his table and clenched his teeth, having another missing file of his pack member. He let out a throaty groan and threw his head backwards, clenching his head. Ugh. It's been happening for at least a month now. His pack member's sudden disappearance, while some were found dead near his pack's borders, and it happened as soon as the recent intrusion of the Rouges on his pack borders. Rouge are the ones who don't have any pack, or the ones who are expelled from their packs for some reason. They are constantly on the run, and the ones who didn't believe. As a pack alpha, he needed to protect them, all of his people, but for their unlucky, they couldn't still capture the intruders, and he swore to the moon goddess he won't kill them easily. It will be easy for them to die that easily. He will make them suffer as many pains as he can. Oh! To think of their birth in this dang world before he snaps their necks one by one. He put down the file and picked up another and let out a groan. A marriage proposal again. Since he turned 20, he didn't have a mate yet. Gave the opportunities to other packs to send him a marriage proposal every day, knowing his mate is still somewhere out there waiting for him. Mate. His mind went back to the moment where he felt their scent in the wisp of the air, but before he reached out to them, the scent disappeared with his hope. And after that day, he tried to find his mate everywhere, but every time to return back empty-handed. Are they still waiting for him? Will they accept him? Are they alive? He shook his head at the stupid thought and turned his head back to the pile once again, but interrupted by a knock outside his office door. He looked up from a dark pile of hair sticking inside the door, and they looked up with a wide, boxy smile. Namjoon squinted his eyes at his younger brother.
What is it, Tay?
The younger one's smile spread even more, if that's even possible, before he nodded his head at the window. Young, I'm going into the forest for a while. The ebony-haired man stopped for a little before looking behind at him. With Jimin. And as scripted, another head popped below Taeyong's head.
Hi, Young.
And that said, he let out his most charming smile, and they both ran off from there while their giggles echoed around the hallways into his still open office. Did they just walk in to giggle? They just walk in and say hey and laugh?
No, they walked in to tell him where they were going, and then they giggled and ran away.
I feel like, boy, y'all are grown.
Henny, you didn't giggle.
Oh, wait.
No, you have to giggle. Ew.
Oh my god, voicing Tay's gonna be the end of me. He shook his head before concentrating on the file. One more doing his everyday thing like it's like Leo, his wolf.
Let's play with Gray and Jim. It's boring here.
His wolf whined behind his mind while his tail slouching down, clearly indicating he is bored.
No, Leo, it's needed to be done at the end of the week.
He tried to convince his wolf, but unlike him, his wolf is an arrogant bastard. Leo growled at the insult thrown at him and looked at the other side, clearly telling him that he was upset with him. Before he could speak again, Leo stood in alert at the back of his mind that he too stood up in his place in defense. That's not how you spell defense. Ready to pounce at anyone if they were a threat to his pack. He looked around and walked to the window and looked outside, finding everything normal.
What's wrong? Why are you so worked up?
He asked his wolf, who now stood up in a defensive stance, so he again looked outside for any possible threat, still confused about his wolf's action. This time, his wolf answered him with a breathless tone.
It doesn't feel right. I was like, was Leo running?
He was on the treadmill.
Why is he on that?
Someone turned the heat on him and he was over there so wet. He was like, please. He said, can you please? You got me squished up on the wall. Can you turn on the air?
I was screaming.
He said, please, Namjoon. I'm sweating. My fur's wet.
Right.
His wolf walked on a round on his back mind, and at the exact time his eyes turned haze for a moment. Someone trying to mind link him. Was he on drugs?
Oh no.
He heard his brother mind linking him, so he answered immediately.
Yes, Tay, what's happening? Leo won't calm down.
Young,
yes, Tay, what's
the
wrong?
roaches.
Girl, that says rogues.
Young, the roach.
Girl,
it's hard to say it in this voice. I'm already.
It sounds like you're saying roaches.
It does.
Roaches. Rogues.
Young, the rose. And that was all it took Namjoon to sprint out of his cabin, accompanied by his betas, who informed him while running towards the forest. The bone-cracking sounds could be heard loudly, and strong black wolves' pawns landed on the ground and ran into the forest, following his brother's scent. The scent leads him towards the dark side of the forest, where normally the wild animals could be seen, so their pack doesn't usually go into this side of the forest. While following his brother's scent, his pack wolf scent, he could feel the other werewolf scents lingering on his nose. The rogue. The wolf gritted his teeth and pent up rage, started to fill up his chest and pushed his paws at the ground with a full force, pushing his massive body head and rushed the now clear scent. He is nearing them. He stopped as soon as they saw the figures of the group of wolves surrounding two other wolves that Namjoon immediately recognized as his brother and his cousin. The roaches looked at him and howled loudly, challenging him. He let out a growl and started walking towards the gray, and Chim immediately came to his side and stood on a defense, standing, trying to pounce on anyone who dared to hurt their alpha. They are the reason the pack lost their thought of safety. He felt ashamed to even let his people think of their lack of safety when their alpha is still there. Namjoon stepped before them, pushing both behind him. His amber eyes looked at the intruders with hatred and malice. He let out a warning growl at them, and soon a big wolf as big as him stepped forward.
Looks like he's a leader, huh?
Leo chuckled in his mind before clawing at his chest to let him take control for the moment. Namjoon didn't think for a second and let Leo take control of him. Soon his amber-colored eyes turned bright red as the blood pierced through everyone's eyes that he would like. Some of the roaches stepped behind him, looking at the enormous black furred wolf standing in front of them with dark red eyes, already tasting their blood on his tongue. His wolf snickered before jumping on them, snapping everyone's heads as he swore that whoever dared to fight with him, he could see his member fighting with other wolves in the corner of his eyes. But his actions came to a halt. In the little bite breeze that he passed, his nose caught the rain and morning roses. His wolf turned his head frantically in the direction and saw a figure hiding behind a large tree that he failed to register before. His wolf stepped towards the tree with slow steps. Reaching there, he stood still for a second, looking at the girl's figure that crouched behind the tree while cupping their ears. I'm sorry, you're doing this in the middle of a battle?
No, literally.
I'm sorry, it's Tay and Jimin not fighting for their lives, and he's like, ooh, a woman. But she lifted her head, widened her eyes before it startled well up again. She wrapped her hands around his neck, pulling the wolf's head to her chest. The majestic wolf rubbed his head in her chest, his mind still rambling the same word again and again.
Mate.
All right. He turned. You sound like what are those birds called? Pelicans. Mate, mate. They both rolled around to the side when a large figure jumped on them. Namjoon looked to his side to see the leader of the road running towards them. Where did he go?
Danger. Protect our mate.
His wolf continuously rambled the words, seeing the lounging figure at them. That's lounging. He pushed his mate's body away and was soon tackled to the ground by his enemy. They both rolled to the side, standing up, and Namjoon winced at the pain from his thigh. They both looked on a circle, trying to find a perfect time to launch.
Right.
But Namjoon's wolf went erratic when he smelled the blood coming from his mate's body. As his attention went to her for a second, then another big wolf jumped on him, biting his arm. Well, you need to focus.
Pay attention.
We about to die. Namjoon let out a growl and caught the throat of his enemy, who let his guard down and let the opponent see their neck in a fight. He bit his neck tightly and violently shook the body, and lastly, digging his teeth into the snapping it afterwards. His enemy body went limp in his catch. He let the body down and looked at his mate, who was now whimpering in her spot with a wound on her thigh. He looked around to see everyone was taken care of and let out a heavy breath. He walked towards her, still avoiding the ache in his own thigh. His wolf stood in front of his mate figure, crouched down in front of her, asking her to hop on him. Yin let out a whimper and hopped on his back, clutching at his jet black fur. They soon sprinted towards their pack, and he immediately took her to his room before he went into the bathroom and came out dressed. Can you take me to the emergency room?
I know, literally. I'm just like, I feel like I have rabies.
He looked at her figure, who is now getting treated by their pack doctor. He let them have their time before he walked outside to see the remaining hostages rescued from the road. He let out a wince from his pain in his thigh, squinted his eyes. Why he always squinting? When he saw Taeyeon clutching at the same spot, he looked at everyone in the room to find them having the same pain too. Oh my god, everyone got bit in the thigh? These roaches are freaky. His eyes widened at the realization. He is the pack alpha, so he felt any kind of pain their pack members felt the same since him and his wolf accepted as their mate, her pain will be felt by their pack members too. Their wolf go in rampage to protect their Luna.
Right.
Right.
Dang, I couldn't be in no wolf pack for real. Dang.
Okay, because if Yin arm get ripped off, you mean to tell me I'ma feel it?
I know, it's like, if Yin's on her period, we're all on our period.
If Yin's pregnant, am I pregnant?
We're all
He shook his head and went inside his room again to find you freshened up and wearing one of his clothing drowning you. He controlled his need to mark her and make her his, but stopped the thoughts, instead focusing on the things he didn't know about how she was captured by the road.
I'm Kim Namjoon, the pack's alpha,
he said softly while sitting beside her on the bed, looking at her slouched figure. Get some better posture, Yin. She looked up at him and immediately looked down upon finding the alpha's eyes on her already.
I'm Lee Yin from the Lee pack.
The Lee pack was the strongest after the Kim pack, but unfortunately for them, they were attacked by the rogues. They were the least alert about, and before the Kim pack could lend their help, the entire Lee pack was wiped out by the rogues. It's now surprising him to see a Lee pack member, let alone his mate.
How did you get caught by them? Did they do something to you?
And at the words, her tears started falling from her eyes. Namjoon's wolf clawed at his chest to go comfort her, but he didn't want to make her uncomfortable with his sudden actions, so he let out his calming pheromones to her, which quite helped her in calming down. She wiped her tears before looking at him.
Boris, when the attack happened, knowing I couldn't do anything to protect the pack, I did the only thing that came to mind, so I ran away from the pack looking for a way to help.
She looked at him in the eyes.
Dad always told me about the Kim pack who is allied to us, so I just went away searching for the pack, and that's when I found my mate. I smelled them, so I followed the sandalwood. Ooh, I smell like sandal. I followed the sandalwood scent, and I was glad when I felt the scent coming near me, but before I could even see him, they caught me.
Yin said while her tears again started pouring from her eyes. She cupped her face and cried out in front of him. Her mate, Namjoon, clenched his fist and grabbed her hands and cupped her cheeks. She sucked in her breath and left his hands and looked down again, wiping her tears.
Alright, I'll go as soon as the dawn rise.
Namjoon's body went stiff. He looked down at her with the furrowed eyebrows.
What do you think you're saying?
He gripped his chin lightly and raised her head to look at him.
You are my mate, Yin. My wolf accepts you as my mate. I accept you as my mate. No one will separate us again, Yin. I promise you with my life, no one will ever say a word about the things you just said. If they did, they'll have their words, they'll have their worst death in the history. You just stay with me by my side.
Namjoon leaned in to give a small kiss on her forehead before embracing her in his arms. It's you because no one else ever makes sense.
Huh?
That's what it said! It's you because no one else ever makes sense.
No one else ever makes sense. Wow.
Wow. See who we're gonna do next. Alrighty, it's everyone's favorite Boxy Smile. Taste the next video. Well, it's the end of this video. Y'all know the deal. If you like it, like it. If you dislike it, dislike, whatever. Leave a comment, subscribe, share the video, watch my other videos. I see you in the next one. This is me out. Eve, you got something to say?
Trust God always. Thanks for hanging out with us and reading. Give us a like, you know what I'm saying? Let us know what you want to see next.
And bye. We love you. God loves you. And we see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh,